Let's set the record straight. You and me, we ain't nothing alike. Let's set the record straight. Those words you say, they hold no weight, they like. Let's set the record straight. You'll never break the man before your eyes.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another custom diecast review. Today we have a very painful diecast, especially for the junior fans. So this was a day that Kyle Busch was hated more than he already was because of this incident here. Now, I am a junior fan overall, but I don't think Kyle did it on purpose. It was like under 5 to go, or around 5 to go, racing hard, trying to get the lead. I think Kyle Busch went under, and then just kind of bumped into Junior a little bit, and then spun him out, backed him into the fence. So, I mean, it's just racing. I mean, that's coming from a junior fan, so it is what it is. It could have another win, but it kind of ended in a little bit of a different way than what I would have hoped for. Bedell Jr. is a driver, or was a driver, that was very good with getting so close to winning, but losing at the same time. No matter if he ran out of gas, if he got spun, if there was some sort of caution that just made him lose the race. He was very unfortunate as a driver. He could have had at least 6 or 7 more wins under his belt if none of those things occurred the way they did. I could name 3 right off the top of my head. This Richmond race, let's see, I think it was 2012 Coke 600 when he ran out of gas, and the Talladega race in 2015 that Logano won because Harvick pretty much made a caution by slamming it or like turning into somebody, and then that caused a caution, and that was a whole controversy thing. And yeah, so there's like 3 right there that he could have won at. But I mean, hey, you know, things happen. It still happens to this day. Obviously, that's just kind of how things goes. But I kind of wanted to make just another diecast because I really like this paint scheme and I really like customizing it. I've already done the Watkins Glen one from 2008 or 9. I think it was 8, where it's just where I took off the whole front end and had like the engine exposed and all that good stuff. So this diecast specifically actually has a little bit more detail than I would put in any other custom. And you're already seeing it. This is the newly painted wheels for like the tape and stuff. It's kind of hard to paint those, so it's a lot easier than doing actual tape. So I just kind of painted those, see how I can work with it, and yeah, it didn't turn out too bad. And then there's one under the hood that we're going to take a look at here very shortly. This diecast will be available on the Bag Diecast eBay page, link in the description, not to the actual listing, but to the web page, or not the web page, but the eBay page. I don't think it's going to be released just yet. I might do it here later on today or tomorrow, something like that. I don't know just yet. It might be from like a week from now. I mean, it doesn't really matter on when I drop it. I don't really have a time when I'm going to do that, but it will be within the week or so. So just kind of keep a lookout for it if you want to get a hold of it. Even then, you have a full week of bidding to see if you can get it or not, which I don't really expect a lot of people to bid on it because, I mean, it's not great, especially this back in here. It's not really my favorite, but again, we will kind of get into that later on. That's a new detail that I haven't done yet, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, here is the side of the diecast. Of course, you got, didn't mean to do that. Of course, you got all your donuts and stuff. So, let's take a look at the hood. It's just your classic, I almost said Nation's Guard. That is not what this is. National Guard paint scheme. There's only 2 things I am unhappy with. Again, that is the back end, and I went a little heavy right here on the splitter, so that doesn't really look good. And I don't think the back does either. It could have been a little bit better on the back end, especially a lot better on the front end. I just kind of got a little crazy. But yeah, so here is the hood. We'll do the whole underneath in just a little bit. I got the windshield there, nothing on it. It's kind of hard to see. I got the 88 there, nothing behind it. Got the roof flaps that do deploy. Of course, you got the Mountain Dew on the tailgate. Or not tailgate, it's not a truck, on the deck lid. And this did number 7,360. But this is a custom now, so it doesn't really matter. I've seen a few of these done. Mountain Dew right there. Of course, you got the opening deck lid with the fuel cell and stuff in there. Of course, you got all the damage and whatnot. We are taking a look at that just real quick. You can kind of see inside, and it's not very great, trust me, I know. But I do want to talk about this little detail right here, this little hangy down part. So this is basically, like if you look on an Elite, it'll have like the back bumper brace. That's what this is, but this is not an actual brace. It was something that came out of another like donor car, because I was kind of taking pieces out to put on this. And then it just kind of fell out, and I'm like, well, okay, don't know where that came from. And I was looking at the reference pictures, and there was like a little piece of like the, I don't know, I guess like the frame or whatever kind of hanging down. I'm like, oh, I wonder if I could do something with that. So sure enough, I kind of glued it on there, and yeah, I think it looks pretty good actually. It's pretty accurate. I don't see a lot of people do that, so I thought that was pretty cool. Of course, you got that tape there. It's supposed to be blue, but it came out more of a purple. I used a painter's tape and just colored it blue, and again, I guess it kind of came out purple, but we'll look at this damaged side here in a little bit. So there's the back end. Here's this side with some, race wear and stuff. There's the, I gotta fix that. This is another thing that you will see, like you can turn this wheel wherever, so you gotta be careful. Just gonna line it back up here. There we go. That's a lot better. If you were to, for whatever reason, own this diecast, that's something you got to look out for. That's not on me. That's just how it was made. I've never seen that happen before, so I don't know. You learn something new every day. Again, got some more raceware down the side. Quaker State got Dale Earnhardt Jr. Let's see, on the B post got Wrangler, Hendrick, Bosch, Simons, and almost said Cincinnati. That's not a thing. On this diecast anyway. Freightliner there. National Guard. www.marrow.org. Get a little bit of the exhaust down here. Got some more racewear, not a whole lot. And then, of course, you got some more of that line stuff, the tape stuff. So, one thing I did notice, all of the wheels were black, or not black, but they were red for the lines, except for the front one on this side, which was blue, or not blue, but yellow for whatever reason. I don't know, I just kind of thought it was odd. But here's kind of the better side. You can see some more race detail. Got the wheel marks down there. There was a weird little U shape here, so I kind of threw that on there. And then you got some more stuff around the wheel well. Window net is down. I don't have a lot of detail on the interior. Actually, I don't really have any detail on the interior because it was already done. Now flipping it to the underneath of this car, you can kind of see how all this went down. I had to cut around here to kind of bend that in. Not very good. Oh, also I kind of chipped up or shredded up that quarter panel back here. You can kind of see how it was kind of shredded. So there's a little more detail again. And back to the underneath, we got that little bumper bar. You can kind of see if I can, there we go. You can kind of see how it was installed. I just kind of glued it and held it there, hoping for the best. We do have some racewear underneath, like you see there, and you can kind of see it like throughout the whole bottom of the car. So that's just a little bit of detail I added. Not really for any reason. I just kind of feel like doing it. I did paint the gas tank back here and this, not transmission, but the drive shaft here. Transmission's up here. But yeah, I kind of painted it to match that silver. So there's that. And here is my favorite part of the car, if we can get this hood open. Now, at the time of making this diecast, this was before the Denny Hamlin car, and this was like the most detail I've done on a 124. And then when I did the Hamlin, I pretty much just straight up beat it. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But here is the front end. Underneath the hood, we do have rubber bands, which are supposed to represent the tethers. And I pretty much outdid myself on this one, and I'm like, oh dude, that looks awesome. And then I did the Hamlin diecast for Martinsville. That's like 5 times the detail and like compared to this one. And we will get a diecast review of it very soon, maybe day after tomorrow or tomorrow, I'm not really sure. We'll have to see. But anyway, here is the detail, which is all I did was just the little braces or tethers here. Again, just a rubber band. You can see it is like movable. It's not like hard plastic or anything. But yeah, that was my detail. And again, I thought it was amazing. And then I did the Hamlin and I just topped it like a lot. But it was kind of hard to do. As you can see, I kind of tied in the little rubber band down there and I kind of glued it to the top because I didn't really have any tying points. But underneath the hood, we got the Chevy bow tie, National Guard, AMP, Quaker State, and Dale Jr. I didn't know there was a signature under there till just now. But yeah, again, this is the Richmond race version. Will be up for a bid if you would like to participate. I've sold one of these before. Now, I hate selling like 124s because some of them do get resold. My purpose for making the custom is for somebody to purchase it to enjoy it and have it in a collection, not for it to be resold or stuff like that. Because like almost a week after I sold the Watkins Glen one, somebody was reselling it, trying to get more out of it, and I'm kind of happy to say that they failed. And actually, a viewer brought it to my attention and said, hey, somebody's selling your stuff. I'm like, oh, really? We're going to fix that. So I'm like, hey, glad to see you're enjoying my product, because he didn't have any, like, credit to who it was made by, nothing. And I'm like, okay, that's nice. And then he took it down, and then like a month later, he put it back up with a description saying like, just didn't have the space for it, you know, whatever, just a BS story. Then he gave me credit. I'm like, okay, I'll let that slide, but still, I wish people would take it for the collection, not for a resale. But, I mean, people are people. It's kind of asking for a little much, but, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, that will be all for this diecast review. I'm pretty sure. I think I covered all the details. I don't know if you saw, but I did not add any, like, the little rubber band technique in the back. I didn't really have a point to do so. I mean, yeah, I could have, but it would have been really hard to kind of do that. And I didn't think I could do it at the time. But with the Hamlin, I did experiment, and I was actually able to complete that detail. So that's, again, another reason why I love that Hamlin diecast. Because honestly, I don't like, you know, like, I don't really brag about my work, but that Hamlin diecast could easily be a $250 winning bid custom. It really could, but I'm a Bowman fan, and that was from the Martinsville race. I can't really let it go. I can't bring myself to do it. Because there was a lot of time put into it, and I don't know if I can get that much time again. But anyway, once again, that'll be all for this custom diecast review. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.